Spider-Man 2 upped the stakes so much that it's hard for me to imagine a Green Goblin storyline that can somehow increase the tension. I mean, he's ultimately the Joker with lots of money. I'm not sure how he can top an alien invasion, but with enormous power-up and villains, also comes upgrades for the Spider-Men, and this came in the form of the Anti-Venom suit and a more robust bioelectricity for Miles. And while these were some awesome upgrades, I feel as though a crucial part of Spider-Man's toolkit was left behind: his webs. Webs are the most intrinsic part of Spider-Man, be what make him a marvel to watch, swing, and fight, and being given control over those versatile strings was all I ever wanted from a Spider-Man game. So when Spider-Man PS4 came swinging onto the scene, I was blown away at just how versatile the webs could be. Yanking guns away, swinging enemies into others, the combat just felt so technical. Without those webs, Spider-Man PS4 would have just been labelled another Batman Arkham knockoff like that Mad Max game, but making sure webs are such a core part of not only the upgrade tree, but Spider-Man's base kit, Insomniac ensured a glowing reception. And not only did we get awesome web techniques, but there was also a utility belt's worth of phenomenal gadgets. Trip mines, grenades, and an anti-gravity device. It was just a never-ending train of excellent tools that we never get to see Spider-Man use in other media, and I was totally blown away. The best part about those gadgets and web techniques in the first game was how basic they felt, and I mean that in the best way possible, because PlayStation is extraordinary at introducing a concept in its initial game and then perfecting them in the sequel, like Last of Us's melee combat or Forbidden West's traversal. So I was over the moon to see what spectacular web techniques and gadgets they came up with, such as ricochet webs, web fists to spread stickiness, and burning webs that are used like lashes. But Insomniac went in a different direction for the sequel, with the aforementioned raising of the stakes and power levels requiring both Spider-Man to tap into the more exotic aspects of their movesets. Going into Spider-Man 2, I assumed that the hot-headed and athletic Miles was going to be the one with the focus on supernatural and physical attacks, and the more tactical and experienced Peter would have spent the last year improving his web technology and learning some new techniques. In hindsight, I should have put that train of thought to rest the second I saw him wearing the symbiote suit, but I just assumed that once he got it off, he'd go back to using webs. While I don't dislike the Anti-Venom suit, and it indeed allows the developers to get more creative with the power set, I also feel that it's getting too advanced for the average Spider-Man fan, for the Anti-Venom suit to be the headliner for Spider-Man 3. The average Spider-Man fan knows who Venom is, but if they see a white Spider-Man on the cover of the next game, they might do a double take. I'm ultimately worried that the Anti-Venom suit is going to turn Peter into something he's not. Spider-Man is meant to be an underdog hero. Well, as underdog as you can get, and it feels weird for him to have all of the powers of the symbiote. I guess that could open the door for cool things like Venom constructs, but who wants to play a Spider-Man game where he has bat wings and doesn't need to swing at all? It just feels like not having the Anti-Venom suit disappear at the end of the game has set a precedent for this to be Spider-Man's new combat tool in the future, and I'm worried that the team is going to get too creative and make a Venom game instead of a Spider-Man game. If the answer to my worry is in the Insomniac leak anywhere, please leave a comment below. My limited research didn't turn up anything conclusive about the third game's combat. I just think that limiting your creativity can ironically help you be more creative. I mean, what's more creative? Having the ability to form anything out from your body, or only being able to use webs to solve an issue? By limiting Spider-Man to just webs, legendary comic artists have had to pull off amazing feats, with writers displaying the ingenuity that Peter has to by finding unique ways to use his webs. And that's the kind of interactive experience I want from Spider-Man's webs. Being able to solve the problem, but not having unlimited tools to do so. And who's to say web constructs can't be a thing? Just put micro spider-bots in the webs and boom, web spear. Spider-Man 2 took the series to possibly too high heights, where Insomniac have written themselves into a corner with the next game, where they can't go bigger than Venom. I hope that Spider-Man 3 shrinks the scope back to a middle ground between 1 and 2, and that the Anti-Venom is destroyed early in the game, meaning Peter has to return to being the Webhead again. If you enjoyed this video, here's one about the Scream boss fight in Spider-Man 2.